Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 4 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 4. So, like always, we'll start by showing our outlines. That is what we are to cover for the day. So, today, day 4, we are going to have a recap on day 3. And then today, we are going to discuss about data types. And then we'll talk about formula and functions. And then we'll have question and answer, conclusion, and then we'll call it a day. So yesterday, if you can recall, we discussed about serial number, how to insert a new row and column, and also how to delete a new row and column. And we'll also look at how to wrap a text and also how to merge and center all in Microsoft Excel. So today's class okay, yesterday also we discussed about cell formatting. Of course, we discussed about cell formatting and I show you the different data types that you can convert inside Microsoft Excel. So today what we are going to discuss is just to top up on the knowledge that you have yesterday on the data types that we have inside Microsoft Excel. If you look at what we did yesterday, you know that we have a text, we have date, we have number, we have currency, and the rest. For the date, we also have the short date and long date. All that are part of the cell formatting data that can be inside a cell. So today we'll look at these data types because it's part of the knowledge that you're supposed to have as a data analyst for you to know the type of data you are dealing with. You need to know the generic name of the different data types that we have out there. You need to know them. You need to understand them. Despite you not maybe you're not a mathematician or you're not a statistician, in as much as you want to become a data analyst, you must understand these terms and you must know how these terms works and what they are. So these data types that we are going to discuss broadly, the data is categorized into two broad categories. One, quantitative data, and two, qualitative data. So a data can be either of the two. It can either come in a format of quantitative or it can come in a format of qualitative. And that's, we are talking about the data we are dealing with now. And let me say this to you, even this complex data science things that you are seeing, creating of model, predicting other things, training of robots, and the rest, they are teaching them the data comes between the two. But by default, all data are numeric data by default. All data, because that's the only thing. If you want to use that data on a computer, that's the only thing that computer is understanding. The data has to be a numeric data because computer understand only 0 and 1. Some of you that did all this what do we call it? Um um Tell me this thing. Oh, I forgot. Oh my God. Okay, so I forgot the term that I want to use in this. I forgot it. So on computer only understand this 0 and 1, and that's why whenever you want to even train a model, you have to convert the data, even if it's a categorical data or quantitative data in text, you have to convert that text into a number. And that number is what will represent the text. That's why some of you, if you learn SPSS, you see how you can do that to convert yes to 0, no to 1, like that. That's how it works. So broadly, the data comes into either a text or it comes into what? A number. And for the quantitative, it is what? It is the number. For the qualitative is the text, the ABCD. That's the qualitative, while the quantitative is the one, two, three. And I told you yesterday, the quantitative can be so confusing sometimes because there are data that comes in quantitative format, but it is a qualitative data. That why yesterday I talked about numerical and numeric data types. There are data that looks like numeric, but they are not numbers in per se. They are categorical, they are qualitative data. While I gave you example of BVN number, account number, ID number, uh, all these numbers that you are hearing, maybe international passport number and the rest, all these, some of them are just, they are identical identity number. They are numerical values, not numeric values. So data can either be quantitative one, two, three, or qualitative A, B, C, D. So another thing that you can call it is this. So for the quantitative, it can be numerical. Like I told you, it can be numerical. So it looks like quantitative, but it's not a quantitative. So it can be numerical. So you have to be very careful in that. So under this numerical, we have different types of it. We have discrete, we have continuous, and we also have scale. So when we talk about a discrete is a type of numeric data type that comes with a specific value. That value or that feature must be present for that data to be a discrete data. Let me give you a clear example on this. For example, number of X, or number of people within a particular class. That number of people must be a whole number. It must come in a whole number. This is a discrete number. There is no way we are talking about the number of participants of this bootcamp. For example, I can say number of participants of this bootcamp are 12.5 people or are 11.32 people. It can never be that because the number must be a discrete number. It must be a whole number. So you should take note on this. Most of the variables that maybe you will be working with, don't put a decimal places where decimal places is no longer needed in that. Maybe number of under 5 children, you say, okay, there is 20.3 under 5 children. Even you sound somehow to many people. So please, you should take note on this. There are variables. When I say variables, I'm talking about the header that hold a particular data or the name that hold a particular data. Whenever I said variable, that's what I mean. So that's why I said header. Header will be more maybe okay to you. So you see full name is a variable. Male gender is a variable. Qualification is a variable because it's under it we save the different types of qualification. So please take note on this. So a discrete data, you should take note on this. Based on the variable, you know what type of data should be under that particular variable. So like I said, number of participants, you cannot have 11.5. But when we say CGPA of people, the CGPA of a lot of graduates can come in 3.2, 3.5, 1.2, 4.3, 4.620 or something like that. That one is kind of what? Is a continuous data, not a discrete data. Please understand this. A continuous data can take any form of data. So a CGPA is a continuous data. It can be 3.0, of course. It can be 3.2. It can be 3 because 3.0 is like 3, 3 point pointer or something like that. And it can be 3.23, 3.234, 3.4, whatever. It can take a lot of decimal places in it because the data is what? It's continuous data. The height of people also can take that. 16 point something, 17 point something, 15 point something. It can be anything. Distance of something, it can be 14.35 kilometers, 16 point something. All these data can take decimal places. So it's a continuous data. Please understand this. So we can have discrete and we can have continuous. Another thing that we have under this numeric data, under quantitative, the data also can be a scale data. The reason why it is a scale data is because it comes in hierarchical format. All numeric data comes in hierarchical format. By mere looking at a numeric data, you know 10 is greater than 2. You don't need anybody to tell you that 10 is greater than 2. So that's what it means. 10 is greater than 2. 5 is greater than 1. 15 is greater than 14. So that scale type that data has, numeric data has that in it. So that way, if you are using SPSS, or if you have used SPSS before, you know that all numeric data are scale data. All numeric data. Please take note, I did not say numerical data. All numeric data. If I say numerical data, it takes numeric and numerical. So please understand this. But whenever we say numerical now, we are discussing about those numbers that looks like numbers, but they are not numbers per se. They are something else entirely. So please understand this. But numerical takes numeric and also numericals in it. So it can be anything. But when we say numeric, we only means a numeric. So that's what it means. Please understand this. Okay, so scale number, anything that is a number is a scale. Anything that is a number is a scale data type. Anything that is a number is a scale data type. And sometimes, let me say this, in some programming languages, you hear quantitative data, they call it integer. So they call it integer. And also, especially for the discrete, they call it integer. And for the continuous, they call it float data type. So you can hear integer data type, and you can also hear float data type in many programming languages. So that's how they call it. So please understand all this. We are discussing about numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. All these are different names that you might hear whilst that when you are working with data. And the reason why I want you to understand this, a data will be given or might be given to you. You are the one to know what type of data you need to have there. Especially this issue of discrete and continuous data. Sometimes you need to get rid of your decimal places. Sometimes you have to leave the decimal places there because the data is a continuous data. It's not a discrete data. So we don't want it to be in whole number. The data must comes in discrete values. So you should take note on this. As from today, you know, whenever you see a decimal place, you know that what type of data is there. And whenever you don't need a decimal place, you know what type of data you are also dealing with. Even if it is a data that is given to you to extract or to put a percentage of something somewhere, if the percentage you are going to put there is not a discrete data type, you have to leave the decimal places. If it is a discrete data type, you get rid of the what? Of the decimal places. So let's continue. So for the qualitative data, sometimes people call it categorical data. So it is a ABCD. But take note, why it is also a categorical data, it can be a numerical data and still a categorical data, like I told you. So you can have a BVN number. BVN number is not a numeric data. It is not. What it is that what you just see it as if in a format of number, but it's not a number. That way, all these numerical data types and all these numbers that looks like numbers, but they are not numbers, they are codes. All this categorical data that comes in a format of quantitative data, they are codes, secret codes. Maybe you don't know what the codes means, but they are codes. For example, our admission number in university, all the admission numbers are in university are what has some codes in them. They take sometimes the year you got the admission, the name of your faculty, the name of your department, and you are also the ID number, your serial number in that particular department. So it's not just a number like you say, okay, you just have maybe 13,500 or something like that. You think it's just a mere number. No, it's a code in there. It's not a just values that can be maybe add up together and do something. No, it's a code. That way, all the serial number, the BBN number, the account number you are seeing, all account numbers you saw, they have the codes related to that particular bank. So that way, when it goes to CBN, by mere looking at the number, CBN knows which bank has codes like this, which also branch has that particular code. So your account number speaks to even your branch. where you open your account. That's how this works. But a lot of people tend not to know all this. They don't know it. They just think that account number and all this BBN number are just like that. No, they are not like that. Even NIN number, as you see, takes a lot of things related to your when you did it, related to the office you did it, the person that did it with, all the computer that did it with you, and there are lots of secrets. Maybe you don't know why they what they put there, but there are hidden secrets under that number. So they are categorical in a format of numeric values. So you have to be very careful in that. Serial number also that you see, serial number is not a number. Let me even tell you this from today. Serial number is not a number like normal number, like maybe salary and something like that. It's not a number. So serial number is identity number, is identification number to differentiate between number one and number two and number three, number four and number five. That's why serial number is there. So this is why when you start working, if a data is given to you with a primary key in that data, that is with an identifier, something that distincts the data between the rest of the data. For example, now when a data has serial number one, we know that the entire row is different from two, even if they have the same name. One and two differentiate them. So some data you will not see serial number, you will see ID number. So some data you will see product number. Different thing. Once you have that identifier that belongs to a distinctive record, that is only single record has that particular identifier to attach to it. That's your primary key, and that's what you are going to use. So most of this numerical data, the BBN, the account number, and the rest are there because of that. NIN number, BBN number, account number, identification number, product number, staff number, all these are there to differentiate between this step and this step. So that's why it is categorical data. So for this categorical data, we have two categories of data based on this. We have ordinal data and we also have nominal data. Sometimes categorical data, even though in a format of text, it can have hierarchy in it. Even though it is in a format of text, it will have hierarchy. For example, for example, under qualification. By mere looking at under qualification, you know that someone with MSc is better than someone with SSC. Looking at their qualification, you know, you don't need anybody to tell you that, okay, this person has highest qualification than this person. You know that by mere looking at that, you don't need anybody to tell you that. Based on maybe a remark, maybe someone with excellent is better than someone with good, or someone with poor or pass. You already know that. In a result also, someone with, first class is better than someone with second class, lower or pass degree or third class. Even though the data comes in a text format, like I told you, in a numeric data, all numerics data I told you, they are scale data. By mere looking at them, they come in categorical format, but in hierarchical format. So 10 is better than 5, 5 is better than 1 is better than 0. So by mere looking at that, we understand that. Okay, but in categorical data, we have ordinal data. Is a text. Since it is not a number, it's a text. But by mere looking at that, even though it is a text, we can still put it on hierarchy. We can say this is better than this. And also we have data that is nominal. It's not in hierarchical order. This ordinal is the one that comes in hierarchical. For the nominal, there are many data that we can put them in a hierarchy. For example, let's say a full name. You can't say, okay, just because his name is Ibrahim, he is better than this one that his name is Ahmad. You cannot say that. And all this numerical data that I told you that comes in a format of numeric, all of them are nominal data. By me looking at your account number, maybe your account number is special account number 000111112. You can have 0.0 balance in your account. Someone with very sophisticated account number can have more money than you. Even phone number, that's how it works. A lot of people think that just because you have special number, you are special. Because the phone number is what? Is nominal data type. It did not hierarchy put you in any hierarchy. It doesn't mean that you are better than anybody. Just because your number is 07066666660, it doesn't mean you are somebody. You are no, you can be nobody. Even in your household, you can be nobody with that special phone number. So you should take note on this. All these numbers, you cannot put them in hierarchical order. They are just number like that. Just that why I said serial number I told you is just a what is just a categorical data. So it's nominal data also. Because you cannot say someone that has one is better than someone with 10. So you can hold one, maybe he's number one in the class. Someone with is number 50, he can be the one taking the first position within the class. Because the data is not showing who is better based on the serial number. It's not showing that. The data is just a what? A nominal data. So please take note on this. So we can have a nominal data, we can have ordinal data under categorical data or qualitative data. Another type of data that we can have structured and unstructured data. Structured data are data that comes with a cleared title with cleared variables on them. By mere looking at the data, you will see that, okay, this is serial number, this is date of birth, this is state, this is LGA, this is maybe zip code, this is this, because the data is what is structured data. And we have unstructured data. Unstructured data are data that doesn't have identifiers in them. You are the one to maybe create that because the data just come like that. Data comes like that. Most of these big tech companies are using unstructured data. Now that they are collecting our data, maybe all this speech that I'm doing, they are collecting that. All the text, the write up and everything you are doing, they are collecting it. But they create a model. That model that they create, the model will classify the data. Okay, this is a text, or this is an audio, and even out of the audio, this that I'm saying is this is this is this. They categorize the data based on what you are saying, and that what unstructured data is all about. So most of the data you are going to be working with is a what is a structured data, not unstructured data. So these entirely are the types of data we have, and you you'll be working with most of these data types. You'll be working with this, and like I told you, for the quantitative, you'll hear it in other programming language, float and integer. Qualitative also, you'll be hearing string data type in some of these programming language, and this is it. And of course, there are other programming languages. You can have a different data that comes in. Maybe they call it the way we have it in Excel, long date, short date. Others they have timestamp. They have others. So that's how they have Boolean data types. That is the data that comes with either true or false or yes or no, but normally it's in true or false. And also even in Excel, we'll be seeing that Boolean data type. And that Boolean data type is categorical data types. And under categorical, it is ordinal data type. So this is it. And please uh, make sure you understand this because you'll be working with a lot of data with this format. Okay, so this is it. And the next thing we're going to discuss today before we call it a day, we're going to discuss about formula and function. We're going to talk about formula and function. Most of you, I know, you hear about this and you've been dealing with this. So let's talk about this formula and function. What is formula and what is function? So for the formula is a mathematical expression using mathematical symbols or symbols that bring out a specific result. So it's a mathematical expression that we use. And the symbols that we use are plus sign, minus, that is subtraction, division, multiplication, modulus, and all the different mathematical expression you might know in any profession, they are formula. So there are many of them in physics, in chemistry, in biology, in mathematics, in statistics, anywhere there is a formula that are used that to get a particular result or to bring out a specific result. They are formula. So any expression you used for that, they are formula. But for the function are predefined formula. They are predefined formula. So it's a formula that we created already, and then we made a function for that formula. We create a function there. That what function is all about. It's a formula, but we create it in a way that we call it, maybe we call it with a different name, then it becomes a function. So when we call the function will do all what the formula is doing, but we did not put the formula is the function that we are using. Let me explain this to you. We are going back to uh, sim maybe simple, all these programming languages, they have functions in them. So when you create we have a formula. Let me use a division formula. In a division formula, we have what we call, we use, when we want to use a formula of addition. When we want to use a formula of addition, sorry, addition formula, we use, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. That's how we use it, to put all the plus sign for us to get the addition, or to add up all these numbers together. Okay, that one thing. But if we want to create a function for addition, then what we are going to do is we need to write a function, and we tell that function, whenever we add numbers in U, we want you to put plus, 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 plus for us. And this function, we call the function what? We call the function sum. For example, we call it sum, or we call it addition. So when we create that function, when we create that function, whenever we want to add numbers, all we need is to write the numbers. The function is the one that will put the plus sign for us, not us. Now is the function that will put the plus sign. So we save ourselves the tedious work of writing the plus sign by ourselves. We create a function with a name addition. Whenever we call that function addition, automatically it will put the plus sign for us and do the addition for us. So this is what you can do in Python, in JavaScript, in C Sharp, in Java, in all the programming language. This is how you developed a function. Function takes a series of actions in it. When you call the function, the actions will be what executed. That's what functions is all about. So we use function to create a lot of algorithm within it, a lot of set of instructions within it, that whenever we call that function, then such block of codes that are within that function will be executed based on what? The name that we call, that we name it, and based on the codes that we put under the function. So this is what it is, and these functions are there to save you from uh maybe writing a lot of codes or a lot of things in a computer. That's why the functions are created. Whenever function is there to save you from doing a repetition task. For example, we want to add up 100 numbers together. We want to add them together. We don't need to start putting 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 plus. No, we don't need that. That way function was developed. And since the function was developed, all we need is to call the function and just put the numbers in there. Computer will add the numbers together and give us the answer. So this is what function is all about. And that what also formula is all about. Okay. So this is it. This is what we are going to discuss today. Sorry, today is more of a technical maybe aspect of this. So you see that we talk about a lot of different professions, but some of you maybe that studied computer Of course, I know. Even if you did not study computer, you are following me. You understand what I'm trying to say, and you are understanding this. So this is what you need to have in you. There are technical knowledge that you need to have because it is unbecoming. You started working as a data analyst, you don't know all this. So you need to know this, you need to learn this, and believe me, this will help you a lot and is related to what we are going to be doing throughout this bootcamp. So please understand this, learn this. Some of this I teach them sometimes at the end of the bootcamp, but we realize that people need to understand this from the beginning of it, not at the end of it. You need to understand it right from the beginning so that you know what to do with any data that is given to you. You understand the data. And don't forget, I told you all these classes that we are doing are changed. What we have did today, what we have done today, what you have learned today in these data types is related to what we did yesterday, cell formatting. So now you know what type of data type you have and you know how to format the cell. Please understand all this. Understand all this. And the formula and function, we're going to start working with them definitely tomorrow. So please understand how it is, understand what it is, and then from there, uh, you'll know what it is also. So if you have any question, go ahead and ask your question. I'll respond to it. If you don't, this is where we are going to call it a day and we meet tomorrow. Okay? Okay, to a scale data type are data that comes in numeric values. Like I said, all numeric values data, that is quantitative data, all these type of data are in hierarchical format. By mere looking at this data, in as much as the data is numeric, it's a scale data. And this use of scale, the term that you just hear scale, is used normally by statistician and you will find it in SPSS software. That is that statistical package for social science and all the rest. So in SPSS, you are going to find that scale data. All data that is numeric is a scale data because it is in hierarchical format. That's why I told you 20,000 is better than 5,000, 2,000 is better than, because the data is in scale, is a scale and it's a numeric data. So that's what scale is all about. Someone is asking, is there a data that is neither qualitative or quantitative? No, a data must be in this format. It has to be either of the two. It has to be either qualitative or quantitative. I know some of you, I know where you are, maybe you are heading to. Someone will say, no, the data can come in video or audio or whatever. All these that you are seeing are data that is either qualitative or quantitative. Please understand this. I don't want to dwell more in that, but for the purpose of what we are learning here, please understand. I even tell you something later to this artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, and the rest. I told you, when you are going to train a computer, you must convert your data to numeric data. Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead and drop the chat if you say something that I did not, maybe I didn't respond to it. Go ahead and drop it again. Yeah, so please understand this. So computer is only understanding 0 and 1. So whatever data you are working with, if you go deep into this data science, you have to learn how to convert everything, whatever it is, you have to convert it to 0 and 1. It must come back to that quantitative data. There is no relation between quantitative data and ordinal data, please. There is no relationship between the two. Understand this. There is no relation between, I saw someone said I should shed more light on quantitative and ordinal. There is no relation between the two. So there is no any light I'm going to shed there. They are not even related. Please don't confuse the two. Someone is even asking a data in pictorial form or term. I didn't get this question that you are asking. I never something in pictorial format. What do you mean? You want the data to come in what format? Maybe in JPEG, in PNG. I know what you are discussing, what you are talking about. Maybe you want to talk about the data that comes in visual format, maybe audio visual, like that. I told you. I don't want us to go deep into all these terms and the rest. You see, you are the one seeing all these pictures on a computer. All the even this picture that you are seeing that I shared with you, you are the one that is seeing the picture, but it's not a picture. It's not a picture. That's not a picture. Yeah, yeah, we have all that data. We also have video, we have audio visuals, we have all that data and the rest. But that's not the types of the data that we have. But yeah, it's if you want to talk about that data types that any people knows, maybe the music, we have music, we have JPEG picture, we have video, we have everything. You can go and talk about that, but we are not talking about that here. We're not talking about that. Someone asked about quantitative data because it seemed to be a difficult for me. What do you want me to say again? You need to ask your question. If you say I should talk about quantitative data, I have to go back again and discuss about quantitative data. Quantitative data are one, two, three data. Qualitative data are ABCD data. I said that. But if you have question related to them, go ahead and ask. Okay, so please, I urge you to uh, take it very easy. Just it's not that difficult to understand all this. It's just for you to calm down and understand how this works. I know how it's going to sound to maybe some of you that this is the first time you are hearing this, and these are the type of data we are dealing with. So any type of data you might know it's okay for you, but this is the class we are holding and this is what we are doing. So please go ahead, understand this, learn this, and all the data you are going to be given, most of the data will give to you. The data has to be either of this, and you have to work with this. So please understand this. Go ahead and explore the knowledge. Go ahead and learn more about this. Learn how it works. Learn how to format your cell or format your data so that any data that is given to you, even if it comes in a wrong format, you know how to convert the data and you know what type of data it's going to be. So that will help you a lot. It will help you a lot to know how to deal with the data, to know how to work with data, to know how to find a lot of patterns even within the data. So please understand this and it will help you a lot. So in the absence of any question, someone is asking, I have a question regarding the conduct of this session. Is there a day break? Please, have you watched day one? Have you attended our day one? Or have you watched our day one class? Let me ask you this question before I round up we round up this class. Please, have you attended day one? If no, so why are you asking this question if you attended day one? Have you attended day two also and day three yesterday? Even yesterday, I think I discussed about that. Even yesterday, I discussed about that. I told you that there's going to be a assignment. There was going to be assignment for you on Wednesday. Every Wednesday is going to be a day for assignment. So that's the only day we are going to have off. I said about that. I talked about that. And even on our D1, I told you we are going to have class every day except on day 7th. Every day 7th, we are not going to have a class of the week. Every day 7th. So day 7, our day 7 is going to be Wednesday. So every day 7th, that is on Wednesday, we are not going to have a class. So it's for you to do your mini project, to do your assignment. That's how it's going to be. And like I said, anyone who is tired is okay, but we will be here for the rest of this 3 months up till the end. But if you are tired, you can take a break and rest. Yeah. But that's not on me, it's on you. You can take a break and rest. And of course, you are going to have a field work. And during your field work, we are not going to have a class because you are there doing your field work and the rest. And field work is going to be minimum of 1 week or 2 weeks. You're going to have a field work visit where you will conduct your data collection. You do a lot of things there and the rest. So you are going to have a field work also within the boot camp. So maybe that's going to be maybe your break. I don't know if that's what you want to be your break or something like that. Yeah, of course, that's going to be something that's maybe you can have 2 weeks up to rest and to conduct your field work survey and the rest. So during that field work visit and work, we are not going to have a class during that. We are not. Okay, so thank you so much. I think this is where we are going to call it a day. So thank you for listening and see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful dream. Bye bye.